show that's all about Kingsport in this fantastic community that we are fortunate to call home. I am Laura Woods with Care Centers Management Consulting. He is my good friend, returning co-host, and vacationing, I'm very jealous of it, buddy. Bob Figgins with the Kingsport Chamber of Commerce. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. I'm just so happy you welcomed me back.
Well, yeah, I mean, we kind of missed you.
I thought well, you're the only one.
I mean, it was, Larry and I had a good time. Well, but we did miss you.
I have no doubts that you had a good time.
We did miss you. But Bob, you picked a fantastic show to come back for because we are in the heart of downtown Kingsport. We are in front of a place that is the heart of the academic village, the Kingsport Center for Higher Education, where we have all sorts of vibrant people here who are ready to make their lives better through education.
That's right. A lot of energy, a lot of young people, a lot of educated people here. We're at the Kingsport Center for Higher Education. As you mentioned, it's right in the middle of the Kingsport Academic Village. There are 5 buildings that compose the Kingsport Academic Village, with more than 2,500 students coming here, taking advantage of the 7 colleges and universities that are offering more than 50 academic degree programs. That's both undergraduate and graduate programs. It's just a fantastic place. This has been a game changer for Kingsport that's received national acclaim. We'll tell you even more about the Kingsport Academic Village and all the course offerings here when we talk with Jeff McCord and Teresa Dobbs in just a moment.
And I'm excited about this show as well because we get to feature my alma mater, the University of Tennessee at Knoxville, on this show.
Cue Rocky Top.
Yeah, where is Rocky Top? Are you not playing
That's a good point.
We don't play it. Go ball. But what we're going to feature on here from the University of Tennessee is they have just announced that one of their executive leadership programs is coming here to the Kingsport Center for Higher Education to be available for all of those here in the Tri-Cities who are looking to hone their management skills. We will have Chuck Park, who is with the University of Tennessee, on our show to tell us all about that fantastic program and why you want to be a part of it.
And a little later on the show, we'll have a CZ exclusive. A sit-down.
Really?
That's right, a sit-down first interview with Kingsport's new city manager, Jeff Fleming. Jeff is just a few days on the job in the city's top administrator post, and he'll join us to talk about the state of the city currently, kind of his vision for the future, and all the great things and latest developments on the city of Kingsport.
CZ first and exclusive. I don't know that we've ever said those words before on this show.
We have never uttered that, so I'm a little taken aback by it.
It's a highly informative and educational show. I don't think we've ever uttered those words on this show before either. So we can't wait to bring all of that to you, but we have just a few highlights that we want to bring to your attention. So here's what's going on in Kingsport.
We're so pleased to be joined by our host for today's Kingsport Chamber Zone. Jeff McCord is the Vice President of Economic and Workforce Development for Northeast State Community College. And Teresa Dobbs is the Director here at the Kingsport Center for Higher Education. Jeff and Teresa, good to see both of you. Thanks for hosting us today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for inviting us.
Jeff, before we talk about all the programs and the many academic offerings you all have here at the Kingsport Center for Higher Education, talk a little bit about your role at Northeast State and Northeast State's valuable role in the Kingsport Academic Village.
Okay, Bob. Northeast State, in partnership with the City of Kingsport and the Advanced Manufacturing Partnership, operates the Academic Village, or the majority of the Academic Village anyway. And so Northeast State also brings 2,500 students yearly, individuals that come to the Academic Village. But we work with the city and with the Advanced Manufacturing Partnership to run the village. My role, each building has a director or a dean that runs the building, and so each building is managed by those people. And what we usually say is each building is a state and my office is the federal government. Now, we might not be the greatest analogy, but we seem to understand that. Also, what we do, part of my role is all the customized or CEU training across the region, and we run that from the Academic Village as well.
You know, when the Academic Village was sort of first envisioned, I think that a lot of the supporters thought it would just be such a great asset, but I'm not sure anybody had any idea just what a huge success this would be and the impact that it would have on Kingsport, Jeff.
Yes, the 2,500 students that are Northeast State, of course, the other schools bring a lot of students as well, but there are another 2,500 to 3,000 people who just come to the village, whether it's to do their own business training, or come to an event, or come to customized training that we do, or just to visit. We have several hundred people a year who just come to see what we're doing. So another 2,500 to 3,000 people just come to see. Of course, that helps downtown. Over the last 5 years, 6 years that Northeast State has been in the Academic Village, students taking at least 12 hours, 1,700 of those have graduated with an associate's degree or with a technical certificate. We also, since we met last, have been recognized by the American Association of Community Colleges and also by Brookings Institution for the program, some of the programs that we're running out of the Academic Village.
Congratulations.
So all
That's
great
great
impacts. And also, one of the best impacts since we met last is we've named a new director for the Kingsport Center of Higher Education as well.
That's right, and that is Teresa Dobbs. And Teresa's on a year now on the job here. And Teresa, congratulations to you. And
Thank you.
Jeff, talk about the success of both the Kingsport Academic Village and the Kingsport Center for Higher Education. And a huge part of that success is attributable to the 7 colleges and universities that compose this center and the Academic Village here. Talk about those institutions and academic programs that they provide.
Okay. We have Lincoln Memorial, King University. We have University of Tennessee, and we also have Milligan and Tusculum College here. And Milligan and Tusculum are our new colleges that are added this year. We have over 50 programs that we offer here at the Higher Ed Center. Those go all the way from associate's programs all the way up to master's degree programs. So
It's just something for everybody down here, no matter what you're seeking to do with your, as far as your education is concerned.
Exactly.
And so we've talked about what you currently have, but I'm sure there's some future offerings, some new things going on here that you're really excited about as well.
Yes, there are. Well, of course, like I said, we have Tusculum and Milligan are new to us this year. Also, at Northeast State, we have added a lot of student support services. When we say we're here to get you there at Northeast State, we really mean we're here to get you there.
Yes.
We have a brand new tutor lab that's just amazing. We have really great tutors that are housed in that tutor lab. Also, just right across the street at the RCAT, we have student services that are there, financial aid, a full-time person is there, and also an admissions officer is there. New this year also, I forgot to mention, is ETSU downtown Kingsport, and that's just right across from the chamber on Clinchfield Street. So we're excited to be partnering with them and doing a lot more things with ETSU. So
it's a wonderful, wonderful place down here, Teresa. And again, we're so fortunate to have it here as well. You've got a huge smile on your face as you talk about all of these things going on down here, and I know that there must be parts of your job that you absolutely love.
Oh yes, I love my job, and the very best part about my job is working with students, seeing them come here and seeing the difference that education makes in their lives. I think I can speak for a lot of people at Northeast State when I say graduation is our favorite day. So when we see those students walk across the stage and succeed, it's just an awesome feeling.
But there are a lot of parents, family members, and other support members who think graduation's the best day in the world.
I see a lot of smiles too from them as well.
Yes.
And Teresa, it's so convenient here. I mean,
Yeah.
students
It
can come
is.
downtown and take their first 2 years at Northeast State and then enroll in so many different programs.
Exactly.
The wide variety, right?
There sure are. There sure are. There are all kinds of different programs. There's almost something for everyone.
Well, Jeff, if people want more information on Northeast State, on the Kingsport Center for Higher Education, and these 6 colleges and universities that make up the Kingsport Academic Village, where can they find that?
2 places, best places probably, Bob, are northeaststate.edu/Kingsport or kingsporthighered.org. So either one of those will work.
Okay.
And then, Teresa, I'm sure you're always glad to have people come down here and pay you a visit, right?
Oh, we would love to have anyone who wants to come. We have people here that can take them on a tour of the whole academic village. We're very proud of our facilities.
Well, you should be. It's fantastic down here. Well, Teresa Dobbs,
Thank
Jeff
you.
McCord, thank you all so much for being on the show. Congratulations on all of the success down
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
And when we come back on your CZ, we'll continue our higher education journey on this show when we showcase the University of Tennessee's new leadership program that's now being offered here in Kingsport.
Visit Kingsport, Tennessee, where affordable family fun is just a short drive away. Experience FunFest this summer from July 11th to the 19th. It's a 9-day festival featuring music, sporting events, kids activities, and much more. The Sunset Concert Series begins on Thursday, July 17th with Mercy Me. Don't miss country legend Martina McBride on Friday, July 18th. And on Saturday, July 19th, enjoy the hits of the rock group Train. Tickets start at $15 online at funfest.net, and special hotel pricing is available. Kingsport, Tennessee. We'd love to see you here.
And welcome back to this edition of your Kingsport Chamber Zone on location from the Kingsport Higher Education Center.
Well, the University of Tennessee has been a major player here at this facility
Vols.
since the beginning. Go Vols, that's right, orange and white. Well, the university's College of Business Administration has been working very closely with the Kingsport Higher Education Center and area businesses to bring executive education and leadership courses to Kingsport.
And we're so excited because all of that hard work is coming to fruition, and it will be starting this summer, and that is because of the announcement that the University of Tennessee will launch its Emerging Leaders Program here in the Tri-Cities. And here to tell us more about this fantastic program and why you should want to become involved in it is Chuck Park. Chuck is a core faculty member with UT's College of Business Administration Office of
Executive
Education. Graduate in Executive Education, yes indeed. Chuck, welcome. We're so glad to have you here.
Well, thank you. It's
And
a
we're so
pleasure to be
glad
here.
and we're so glad to have this prominent UT presence here in Kingsport as well. So talk to us just a little bit about this Emerging Leaders Program.
The program is in 6 different training periods, 2-day training periods. So it'll run through August through January of this year. One of the things that we've found is as organizations have become leaner and flatter organizations, it's very difficult for people to break away for a week to 2 weeks worth of training. So we've set this up to make it much more convenient for the participants in the first regard in terms of 2-day blocks. So you only get about 150 emails backed up while you're gone. And the other is to make it regional, you know, where people can still come home to their families as
Sure.
opposed to going in and spending the week in Knoxville. So.
Sure.
And Chuck, why is this program so important?
If you think about what's getting ready to happen, there's kind of a perfect storm in terms of employees' issues in terms of retention. You've got a lot of people in the baby boomer generation that have delayed retiring for the last 5 or 6 years because their 401ks got decimated in the
Sure.
recession. And now, as you look at the stock market, those 401ks have fully replenished, and the confidence level in the economy is such, we're getting ready to potentially see the largest exodus of leadership and skilled employees since World War II. And during that same period of time, a lot of companies have not been able to invest in training and development. So there's a group of people, there's kind of a void in the pipeline
Sure.
from a talent management perspective. And this program is really set to help accelerate some of these younger individuals to be ready for some of the higher skill level jobs.
So obviously it's great benefit for both the employer and the employee. So tell us who should take advantage of the program and how do they enroll in it?
The program is really set for people that are kind of moving up into middle management, hence the name, you know, the Emerging Leadership class. To enroll, the website is execed.utk.edu/emerging leaders, and that'll take you to the UT website.
And then what is the cost to enroll in this program?
We're setting this one up a little bit differently. To go through the entire 12 days or the 6 months, it's $7,500 per participant. But there's also the option, because each of the 2-day sessions is thematic, you can go in and let's say that you wanted to take the kind of the finance for non-financial manager piece of this, that 2-day course. You could just sign up for that 2-day segment, and that's $1,600. But that option's available for each of those 6 segments.
And you referenced that the course is 6 months in length again, but what is the frequency of how much they're going to be meeting?
It's 2 days a month for that 6-month period.
Okay.
So starting in August, and then we'll roll it up in January.
Great.
And Chuck, does UT have any other plans to bring future course offerings here to Kingsport and the Higher Education Center?
Absolutely. Our hope is to have an ongoing presence here where we would do a short course, 2 or 3 day course, about once a month. And the response thus far has been so strong for this course, we feel like there's a very strong opportunity we would run this course again the following year and then kind of fill in the other 6 months with a series of short courses, executive education courses.
What was it that led UT to decide to make this offering in the Tri-Cities?
We had had conversations with Dr. Gloria Gamble and Morris Baker and other members of the Higher Education Council for about a year or so. And we were trying to figure out how we could, UT could have a stronger presence, offering more classes up here than we've had in the past. And working with the Higher Education Council, we kind of settled on this emerging leaders based on the needs of this area right now. Working with the city and the Chamber of Commerce and the Higher Education Council, it has really been a great experience for us. And we're excited about being here.
Does that mean he hasn't worked with you yet?
That's true. That's why it's happened, It's also why he's smiling.
Just kidding. just kidding. Chuck, if people want more information about the executive education programs offered by UT, where do they get that?
Off the website. Again, it's the execed.utk.edu/emerging leaders, with emerging leaders being one word.
That's great.
Well, Chuck Park with the University of Tennessee, thanks for joining us today, and thanks to you and both the university for bringing this very important leadership program to Kingsport.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Thanks, Chuck. We appreciate it. Stay tuned. We'll have more of your Kingsport Chamber Zone right after this.
Visit Kingsport, Tennessee, where affordable family fun is just a short drive away. Experience FunFest this summer from July 11th to the 19th. It's a 9-day festival featuring music, sporting events, kids' activities, and much more. The Sunset Concert Series begins on Thursday, July 17th with Mercy Me. Don't miss country legend Martina McBride on Friday, July 18th. And on Saturday, July 19th, enjoy the hits of the rock group Train. Tickets start at $15 online at funfest.net, and special hotel pricing is available. Kingsport, Tennessee. We'd love to see you here.
Welcome back to your Kingsport Chamber Zone on location from the Kingsport Center for Higher Education here in the heart of downtown Kingsport.
Speaking of the heart of Kingsport, our city manager, John Campbell, just retired after almost 8 remarkable years as the top administrator here in our great city. We saw just incredible success, wonderful growth, and Kingsport being able to weather a lot of the economic times that some of the cities weren't so fantastic in doing. And if you ask John, he will attribute that a lot of the success was to the fantastic staff that he had behind him, and that is one of the reasons why we can't wait to have our next interview.
That's right, because one of those staff members is the new city manager in Kingsport, and that is Mr. Jeff Fleming. And,
Yay!
Thank you.
Yeah, Jeff, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
As you know, with much fanfare and with great excitement, and by unanimous vote of the Kingsport Board of Mayor and Aldermen, Jeff Fleming has now taken over that new role as city manager. And we're excited about that, and excited to have you joining us here today, Jeff.
Well, thank you very much. And if you ask the mayor, though, he'll say it's a 4-3 vote.
That's right.
Always. Sometimes 3-4.
Ever the politician, right?
Right,
So,
exactly.
I can honestly say, though, your being named city manager, I think, is probably one thing everyone in this city easily agreed on, because there's so much excitement. It's so well deserved. So,
Well, thank you so much. Again, I think what did the mayor say the other night? That he goes, well, I think you'll be the most popular city manager we ever had. I don't know how good you'll be.
that's right. Well, at least you get one of the two, right?
So, hey, I'm friendly at least.
Yeah.
So,
Well, speaking of that, Jeff Fleming, Kingsport City Manager. Tell us
how
how
weird is
that
that
feels like.
That's
Yeah,
so weird.
Yeah.
Is it-
John came in the office the other day and he sat down in the chair across from the desk, and I said, can we just please switch, because this is
Awkward.
weirding me out here. So, but yeah, it's. I guess what's really interesting to me is that a lot of folks don't realize that's where I started out as an intern in college. That's where I met my wife. That's where we had our wedding shower. It's where we had our baby showers. And I haven't been in City Hall in well over 20 years. And so now I'm back, and all these memories are coming flooding back. And one of the first things I had to do was sign a retirement certificate of someone who was there when she jokingly said that Christy and I were known as Ken and Barbie. Yeah. How long ago was that, right? So it's been a lot of fun getting back in the saddle, so to speak.
Well, and again, we everybody just thrilled about you and the leadership that you bring to the table. And one of the first actions that you took as city managers, you made some key promotions among your staff. Tell us about that.
Well, someone once told me that, listen to the people around you that give you good advice because they'll make you look good, and if you ignore it, you're going to look bad. So everybody was just, continuing to remind me, and of course I knew. I mean, I hired Chris McCart originally. That's going to be one of my big claims to fame is that I hired a great guy, and then and Ryan McReynolds worked in Johnson City for some time and went into the private sector. And then he and I talked when we first came to work for the city, and I said, "What would make you want to come back to work for the city?" And he said, he goes, I followed your blog, and I wanted to be a part of something that I really enjoyed. And of course, that was years ago when we had that conversation. And so they've been here for 15, 17 years and continued to rise through the organization and just have a breadth and depth of knowledge that deserves to be recognized and rewarded. And it's so refreshing to know that somebody's got your back.
Sure.
And then the third promotion was Lynn Tully, who Lynn had been in Kingsport, and then she went to Atlanta and spent, she was actually a county manager in Atlanta. She was an interim city manager in Metro Atlanta, and her husband is at Milligan in the Emmanuel Divinity School, and so they wanted to come back to Kingsport, so it just worked out that she's been back here for a couple of years now, and so we asked her to take over most of my old responsibilities as Development Services Director. So, three well-deserving individuals, and I'm just really thrilled to have them on board and keeping them on board.
We still get to have Chris on the show to talk about ETSU Pride Week, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well,
the promotion won't affect that. Okay, that's
Just want to make sure that
that's
was in the
important.
contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Jeff, you take the post of Kingsport City Manager at a great time because, as Laurie just mentioned, there's so many great things happening in Kingsport right now. So, kind of from your new perspective, give us the state of the city address of how Kingsport's doing today.
So many great things were happening, we can't afford to do anymore. How's that?
That's right.
So I kid John. I said, John, I get it that you were only here about 7 years, and you crammed about 15 years worth of work in that 7 years. And it's really an exciting time to be in Kingsport and watch all these projects continue to come to fruition. We were reminded by the mayor and city manager and others, routinely that it wasn't a foregone conclusion that Eastman would build their corporate headquarters here. But they did make that decision, and they continue to work with us to make sure that we have the amenities and the quality of life that will attract global talent to live here. And a lot of folks kind of grumble and complain about this or that, but the bottom line is our competition is not Johnson City or Churchill or Gate City. Our competition is Beijing or Sao Paulo or somewhere in Europe. Because people are choosing to live in all of these amazing places, and they have to be able to visualize living in Kingsport. Because if Eastman continues to be a successful global company, we continue to be a successful community. And so that's what we're trying to focus on. We have a laundry list of projects that we're working on to help that effort. And the tax revenue that is coming from this expansion will more than pay for those improvements over the long term. So we will continue to chip away. I was kidding around with John, just basically saying that the average life of a city manager is 5 years, so that would be my best interest to plan accordingly. And he said, you got to think about it. The capital improvements program is only 5 years. So we're already budgeting 5 years out. So, you got to think a little broader than that. So he said, you're going to want to stay around longer than 5 years because there'll be more stuff that you won't be able to finish in 5 years. And so I look forward to the future. And part of the changes that we made is that Ryan McReynolds, he is a civil engineer, he's a professional engineer, and he is going to have a much more involved role in developing projects, scoping them out, monitoring them, making sure that we stay within budget. That's been a little bone of contention with some of the public to make sure that they're confident that we're spending the tax monies wisely to accomplish important things.
Well, as we talk about the exciting things happening in Kingsport, we certainly want to hit some of the new developments that are ready to be talked about that are fit for public consumption, I guess you could say.
Sure.
So let's talk about Stone Drive first. I think there's some new restaurants that are coming there.
Well, Stone Drive's an interesting story because everybody wants a piece of land between Home Depot and John B. Dennis Highway. If I had $1 for every time I was asked that question, I'd be a rich man. And I'd say, look, the only way you're going to be able to do that is to tear something down and rebuild. And the good thing for us as a community is that the economics are such that that truly is feasible now. People are coming in, buying older places, scraping them down to the ground and building back. And so we've seen that happen with Popeyes, Krispy Kreme, Cookout. Now, you know, I know we're going to talk a little bit about Healthy Kingsport in a little bit, and that certainly doesn't add to our portfolio, but it certainly has taught me, who lives just off Stone Drive, how to run the fast food gamut and not feel like I have to stop every place. You know? So, but there are more on the horizon that we're going to see that are going to scrape and start over. So I think when redevelopment really takes on a private role without having to be subsidized, you've really achieved that sweet spot that you want to be in, and that's where we are on Stone Drive right now.
It's certainly exciting, and downtown has its own bragging rights as well.
Yeah, well, we continue to see redevelopment in the downtown area. If you've been downtown recently, you've seen all the construction traffic around McAdoo's, and you know, and again, we did not provide an incentive to McAdoo's. They decided that Kingsport was a great location. We didn't have to buy it, so to speak, and that's really important because you want restaurants to be successful without just being shored up by public funds. And so we've tried to be very fiscally conservative here, but we've been able to build a business case and illustrate that there's traffic here. Changes in the concert series, we flipped the nights. Bluegrass is now on Thursday nights, and the pop concerts are on Friday nights. And wow, coming up.
Crowds have been amazing for those.
We were at John's retirement, and we just swung by Vito's, which is one of the new restaurants on Main Street, which is directly across from Sleepy Owl, which is right beside Hibbert Davis Coffee Gallery. And I just sit there and pinch myself thinking, this is exactly what we always wanted to happen, and now it's happening.
Right.
And I don't know what to do with myself, because I look out and I see the crowds across the street at Sleepy Owl. I can barely make it down Main Street because it's spilling over from the concerts on Broad Street. And so I think the next thing that happens logically is, you know, we paid a lot of public money to do the concert series because there was no music scene or nightlife, so to speak, in downtown Kingsport. And so now these private restaurants are beginning to say, hey, there's a business model here. And so I think we're going to see in the future, we'll see some more thought into how do we make that dovetail better so that there is an after party or an after music, an after concert scene for the young professionals. And you know, we're trying to listen to the young professionals. Peak is pretty amazing, the young professionals organization, and they've been advising us, and so far everything they've told us is spot on.
Sure.
Well, Jeff Fleming with the City of Kingsport, Kingsport's new city manager. He is largely responsible for so much that's happening in Kingsport right now, and we look forward to seeing all the many great things that will continue to happen under your outstanding leadership. Well, we know you will continue to do the great job that you've always done.
With your all's help. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff.
Stay tuned. We'll have more of your CZ right after this.
Visit Kingsport, Tennessee, where affordable family fun is just a short drive away. Experience FunFest this summer from July 11th to the 19th. It's a 9-day festival featuring music, sporting events, kids' activities, and much more. The Sunset Concert Series begins on Thursday, July 17th with Mercy Me. Don't miss country legend Martina McBride on Friday, July 18th. And on Saturday, July 19th, enjoy the hits of the rock group Train. Tickets start at $15 online at funfest.net, and special hotel pricing is available. Kingsport, Tennessee. We'd love to see you here.
We want to thank you for joining us on this edition of your Kingsport Chamber Zone. We want to thank Northeast State at Kingsport, and the Kingsport Center for Higher Education for hosting us today. And as always, the great team at Charter Media for producing our show. And a special thank you to Ben Thompson, who's pinch hitting today for Jason as our producer and director.
We're so lucky to have so many people willing to put up with us, you know?
He definitely drew the short straw, didn't he?
Well, I
understand.
gig, so. I understand why Jason needed a break from us.
Yes.
And that just
but
meant
a month-long vacation for that bad.
We also want to tell you that if you need to find out what's going on in Kingsport, of course, always check us out here on the Kingsport Chamber Zone. You can also go to the Chamber's website, kingsportchamber.org. They like visitors as well, so please drop in at their offices at 400 Clinchfield. You can also give them a call, 392-8800, or if you just prefer social media, they're there as well, so you can like them on Facebook and you can follow them on Twitter.
And you didn't miss me too much when I was gone either, did you?
You were gone?
Oh. Yeah, just what I thought. So that's why I didn't bring a present back for you, just me. Until our next visit together, we are Bob and Laura reminding you to please be loyal
and buy local. Have a great week.